Hi, this is Jack. Hey, Lynn. How are you today? Great, thanks. What's going on? Most of the reason why I offer a higher commission is because I don't have a big, Main Street office, and that keeps down my expenses a lot. I mean, I still have an office in Boston, but it's not like, it's not a Main Street office where you have all sorts of expenses. Like, I got to provide a desk and a phone for everybody. That really adds up. What I'm finding is that there's a big percentage of people out there that don't want that anyways. Your phone is your office. Yeah, I saw your phone number. You're from Maine. Okay. So you're going to be starting from scratch, and you're down the Cape though, right? I'd say that and especially you already have this other full-time gig, which is, I'm assuming is, paying the bills. So this is going to be hopefully gravy for you, right? First off, I don't know how your current full-time gig is, but you may or may not already have a database of your current customers. And also, I really think that this real estate thing is fairly straightforward and simple. There's two things. You got to work your base and ask them for referrals. So there's that. You got to factor that in. Okay, so that's not going to work. So then you got to lean on your other networks, like whatever those happen to be. Your yoga club, your church club, your whatever you do, the thing. And other people that you know in the neighborhood. Plus, there's this other thing that you may have heard called the internet, right? So I find that, what part of the Cape you live in? Centerville. So I find that there's a huge gap in local news and also local real estate, like reporting. So, I think building up a credibility in the field is very important, and I think you can do that by creating one piece of great content a week, just one. And you either do that video, or you do it audio, or you do it written, whatever it is, and then you take that one piece of content and then you chop it up into little pieces, like you dice it like an onion, and you sprinkle it over across the week, because the simple fact of the matter is nobody's going to watch your 20-minute market update or whatever the hell you're talking about, right? But they'll consume it in small bite-sized pieces, and that's the type of content that creates your knowledge base for your own personal, and also builds credibility up with your audience. So that's what I would do on the internet. One piece of great content a week, dice it up into small little pieces, and that creates your basically social proof that you are actually a knowledgeable real estate agent. But then you still need to call your base and say, hey, who do you know that's going to be buying or selling real estate in the next 30 to 90 days? Just looking for referrals. And the other way, obviously, is to advertise. I mean, you can cut short all of that and just advertise if you want to lay out some money. Right? You can go with Facebook ads. They're highly targetable, not as much as they were years ago, but they're highly targetable, and you might be able to target, Centerville real estate and go that way, because there's probably people that looking to move to the Cape. And don't get so much worried about creating a niche or an expertise in one neighborhood. I think that's actually really good. People aren't going to be so much worried about not using you because you're only an expert in that neighborhood. If you become an expert in Centerville real estate, they'll still hire you for Mashpee or Truro or whatever. So the most important thing is you become an expert in something, some niche, with that one piece of weekly content. And then you can either buy the attention, or you can basically get the attention through asking for referrals. Although all your contracts are signed over the internet nowadays with e-signature. I can't remember the last time I actually got a person to sign a contract in person. It's been maybe 2 years. It's been a long time. So it's very rare nowadays. Almost everybody signs it on their iPhone, whether in the grocery store aisle. So signatures, not so much. And usually when you see clients, whether they're sellers or buyers, it's at the property. If you go in and shot a cannon off at some big real estate office, not that I'm suggesting violence or anything, but at some big real estate office somewhere, like, you wouldn't hurt anybody because nobody's there. You know, it's a ghost town. It's basically a billboard. That's what it is. Well, it's going to depend upon how much volume you're doing, but, at the start, you definitely want to be at the home inspection, and you should definitely be at the closing. There's a couple of these type of events that you actually have to be at in person. When you're first starting off, those are going to be long in the distance, and you'll probably know about them ahead of time. Maybe you can take the morning or afternoon off or something. And if you have a boatload of those, then you might start be making more money in real estate than you are in your current possession. That would be a good problem to have. Okay. So, right, to begin with, I think it's probably manageable by taking a morning or an afternoon off, and it's not an immediate problem. Yeah, so if you get an accepted offer today, and today's about the middle of the month, you probably close at the end of July or something like that. Yeah, sometimes they get extended and everything, but it's usually you know, because you're going to put it in the offer. The closing date's going to be July 30th or whatever. And as long as everything goes to plan, it will be July 30th. Right. No, this is why you should actually be talking to a boatload of people. So, you should probably do like 5 of these interviews. And I know that sounds strange because I hire agents. I'm actually telling you to contact somebody else because I want you to make sure that when you come to my agency that I know that you've looked at these other options and you feel comfortable about it. So, but I always tell people this: you should talk to like 5 agencies and kind of interview them. And by talking to each of these people, you'll learn more. And then you'll kind of figure out what's the best spot for you. Well, again, that's the scary part, is that pretty much everyone's going to hire you, except for maybe the very high-end luxury places. But most of the agencies hire everyone because the risk is on you. So you got to be aware of that. Because it's not a job; it's a opportunity, But here's what I like about your setup is that as long as you can work the time around, you have the patience, because you already have this full-time gig, you have the patience to make it successful. So for those people going in real estate that are looking to make money, this month or this quarter, that's not going to work if you're selling properties. If you're renting apartments, it will work. But if you're selling properties, you got to have a much longer horizon, and that's why I think you actually have the time to be unsuccessful, because that's what it takes in order to be successful. You got to have the patience. Before you start to get a roll of these things, it takes a while to build that up, maybe like a year or more. I'd love to chat more with you. If you're interested, we could set up a meeting in person down in Hyannis. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. That's cool. I hope that you like class. Maybe send us a good review or whatever, but whatever works for you. Thank you. On Google, that would be great. It's a little funny because it's the first time you've taken it, but it's like the 200th time I've taught it. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I call it the show, and I really feel it's like a show. It's like a stage show, and it's like a play. Where, like, just like any play, it's like a one-person, what do they call that, one-act play, a one-man show. And that's what it is for 5-something hours. And it's pretty much the same show, more or less, every time. The only really big variable is anything that's happening in the news or happening with me, but big variable is the class, the students. Right, the audience. So if you guys sit there and are bumps in the log, oh my God, it's torture. So it's my job to make sure that you're not. So, but I kind of think of it like a play, that's how it is. So, but otherwise, it would be tedious. Your 6 fiduciary duties are, that could get real old real quickly. So. All right, I'm going to go pick up my kid, and I see the school buses arriving, and I want to get up there before there's too much of a traffic jam. Lynn, call me back. I'd love to talk more. Thanks. Bye-bye. Oh, hey, you're still there. I gotta go to the Red Sox. See you later. Bye.